Keanu Reeves is one of the most well-known actors of all time. Up and coming in great films like Point Break, Speed, The Matrix, Devil's Advocate, and recently coming back to like a mainstay in Hollywood with films like John Wick, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie 3. But anyway, Keanu Reeves is pretty much like one of the top, highest, well-loved actors in Hollywood. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. He is especially liked now. People just, I don't know, are obsessed with him now for some odd reason. Maybe it's the longer hair and the beard, I don't know. But, you know, I think I have to talk about this certain movie because of Keanu Reeves and his poor choice of friends, I suppose. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my parents' basement and your parents' basement. Our parents' basement of today, we're talking about The Watcher from 2000, starring James Spader and Keanu Reeves. Now, first, thinking that you have a movie with James Spader and Keanu Reeves about a police detective trying to catch a psycho killer, me at least, I thought that Keanu Reeves would be the police officer and James Spader would be the psycho killer, but it's actually the other way around. And I've seen a lot of complaints while researching this movie that they thought Keanu Reeves might be miscast and not really fitting this character. But I mean, in The Gift, he kind of plays a psycho abuser, so I mean, it's not too far off. But I can understand where one might not see him as a killer. I thought he did a pretty good job under the circumstances. So let's dive into The Watcher. Now, The Watcher is directed by Joe Charbanek. I think I'm saying his last name right. I might be saying it wrong. I really don't know. But the thing is, you know what type of movie you're going to get when your director doesn't have a Wikipedia page and also, before this film, directed music videos. And having watched the movie and now finding that out, I can definitely tell. And in case you're wondering, we'll hear. Yes. Now I want you to imagine watching this movie. Alright, first of all, sorry that I showed you that. Second of all, this movie is about a psycho killer tormenting an FBI agent that was tracking him. Yeah. Alright, so The Watcher is about a retired FBI agent who is drawn back into the chase when the serial killer that escaped his grasp and caused his guilt resurfaces with pictures of his next victims, setting a time limit for their rescue and a return to the cat and mouse game. Alright, with all that out of the way, I'm going to get into the main piece. If you don't know about this movie, if you don't know like the setup of why I said all that stuff earlier, well, it's because Keanu Reeves, although interested in this movie, never officially signed and agreed to do it. Apparently, based on his statement, a friend forged his signature on in the contract, and he was forced to do it to save from wasting time and money. But he he didn't get paid. He didn't get paid as much as James Spader, and he wasn't. He although he liked the movie, obviously he wasn't in love with it, and he did it against his will, and he thought he was going to be in less of it, and all this. So basically, this was a nightmare movie for Keanu Reeves, and I still thought that he shined. So I'm just sharing that with everyone in this review. So let's dive into it. Now, my first problem is kind of a spoiler, and it's that James Spader's character, he has all these problems. He has to take all these pills. He has to take all this medication. He's got to do this injection to himself, otherwise he's gonna like pass out and possibly die. And beyond like the first 10 minutes of the movie, none of that stuff really gets brought up again. And I thought maybe it was going to play effect into when Keanu Reeves ultimately has James Spader in his grasp. But it didn't. Like, none of it mattered. The only thing that mattered was that he gets migraines, and there's a little bit on that, but it was literally like 5 seconds and then it was over. So, like, they gave James Spader's character all of these issues, all these ailments, and it has no payoff in the end whatsoever. So I felt that was kind of a waste of time, watching him fumble around and pass out and gasp for breath and nearly die before he's able to give himself this injection, all for it to never be brought up again. The ending to this movie is extremely anticlimactic, in my opinion. I feel like we had this whole build-up for this scene that would pay off all of James Spader's character's guilt and everything, and although we have a tie back to a fire, which is what killed the first lady that James Spader was like in love with or whatever, it didn't really have the same effect and feel, and I just felt like it was all this for just some simple ending without without a real confrontation. And to me, I feel like Keanu Reeves was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. So how about we just have this happen, and then so it could be done earlier. That's what it kind of felt like to me, that he just wanted to be done. So then they did this. I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong. This was probably the ending that they had imagined, because Keanu Reeves did all this up to this all the movie up to this point, you know, without ruining it. So I just feel like it was a very anticlimactic ending to everything that was being built up. I thought it was going to be this awesome epic showdown, and everything was going to be paid off, and it was going to be retribution to James Spader's character, and in reality it probably just scarred him even more. And like I said through the summary and what I've said up to this point, James Spader's character has some guilt. He has a lot of things that he's holding that he feels he's responsible for, and Keanu Reeves is taking pictures of these people and killing them, and the police, including James Spader, are just eating Chinese food and talking about chopsticks. You would think that they'd have more guilt and more, you know, holding self responsible for not finding them in time, or something where they would feel sorry, like, maybe we gotta get this guy now, or something beyond, I don't know why you picked this place, it's the worst place in Chicago, how do I even use these chopsticks? It was like someone just died, and there's going to be a picture of another person probably very soon, and you're talking about Chinese chopsticks. I just feel like James Spader's character should be getting more guilt and more guilt with each victim that passes to lead to this final show off that is anticlimactic. But it didn't matter because none of that build-up pooled together anyway. Another thing is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, the director of this film, who doesn't have a Wikipedia page, directed music videos before this. And like I showed you that clip, this movie it's really only in there's a sequel, they show that part in the beginning and they show it again when it actually happens, and beyond that there isn't really too much like stupid music, but those 2 points, it's shot like a music video, it has dumb music that doesn't fit with the rest of the movie at all. It's like, at that point they're going to save a hostage, so why are you playing like this hardcore rock hard metal music when someone's life is on the line and you're going to say, it's not like, I don't know, it just didn't feel like it fit with with the movie. It didn't feel like it meshed well at all. Up to that point, I felt like I was watching a police procedural psychological thriller movie, and then all of a sudden I get this like hard metal song, like it was like I don't know, something else that I wasn't watching. I don't know. Another thing is there's a lot of like slow motion shots, and that just doesn't gel right, and there's like 90s. It's a very 90s thing when the hue of the picture quality like goes way up, and it like I don't know. There's a lot of that too. Like what's with all? It's like the director's trying so hard to be stylish, and I don't know. I just like he was copying other movies that he's seen, and he didn't really know what to do in his own movie, so he was just copying things that he saw from other movies, and like he didn't bother to think if it would fit or not or how it looked. He just wanted to do it because he had seen it before. I just didn't feel. It just annoyed me because I'm like, why am I watching a slow? Like even when Keanu Reeves is dancing, why are you slow motioning his dancing? And what's with increasing the level of hue and brightness and contrast and all these shots for no reason whatsoever? It just didn't make any sense. It was annoying to watch. And up to the point where Keanu Reeves does that dance, and the movie's pretty well directed. I mean, it doesn't have anything. I'll get to the pros in just a second here, but it's pretty. It's directed pretty fine. I mean, I have no really complaints with anything beyond the 90s, high hue levels and in the slow motion. But then Keanu Reeves starts dancing, and it looks more like a music video than it does anything else. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why am I all of a sudden watching a music video instead of a police procedural movie? Like, what are you doing? I just didn't feel right. Up to this point, you might think that I maybe thought this movie sucked, or that it was bad, or that I didn't like it. And to be honest, this is probably a guilty pleasure for me because I did kind of enjoy it. So yeah, all the things that I didn't like in this movie, I really didn't like because it was going away, and I thought it was fairly good. I actually don't think this is a bad movie. I just think the direction of it, I think, is the main reason of its failure and of its 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think because it doesn't mesh well when you put all the different styles together, like I said. But it's a guilty pleasure of mine, probably. I think I would definitely I definitely would watch it again. I would definitely own it. It was just crazy and weird, and Keanu Reeves was Keanu Reeves, and I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. So on to the pluses. I thought throughout this movie it was a really good police procedural. I thought seeing James Spader like break down pictures and tell everyone what to do, I thought that was all really, really nicely done. You really don't see that much in these type of movies where they're like really looking at things and everything is just like, oh hey, look at this. Not really like really getting into it, really digging down deep into it. I thought I had that element down really well, and I thought the suspense was really good too. Various moments of where Keanu Reeves is creeping up on people and the police are quickly trying to figure out who it was. Well, I say this, I didn't like how they were always like this close to figuring out who it was, always like this late, by this much to save the person. But I guess at the same time, I mean, it's a movie. You gotta have theatrical elements to it. So I mean, it's like that. But I thought it was good suspense, and had good police procedural vibes in it as well. There's also parts where we look like it's called The Watcher. So obviously Keanu Reeves is like a stalker. So there's parts where he's watching various people, and I like how the style of it changes for that. It looks more like we're looking through a video camera than like through how the rest of the film looks. With a more film look, it looks a lot more grainy, a lot more shaky, like I said, a video camera. So I like that a lot. It gives us a different viewpoint, and shows us what he's seeing, and it's kind of adds like a creepiness to it as well. So I thought that was a really nice touch to the movie as well. I didn't like all the other changes, like the hue and all that crap, but I thought this was done for a purpose, and that purpose was really good, really well thought out. James Spader is a really good actor. I've always liked James Spader, whether it be on The Office as Robert California, which is an character. I never really liked the character, but he was good in it, to Ultron, which I think he's like the perfect voice for. I thought he was good in this, although I just think of him as more probably like a creepy serial killer than a police FBI agent, but he did a really good job of pulling it off, and I really felt like his command and hold on the situations and everything, so I thought that was really nice. And I think Keanu Reeves is really underrated in this portrayal. It's not perfect. He obviously didn't want to do it, but he still gives a really nice performance, and he isn't a serial killer looking type character, but I thought he was a good like I should be a nice guy, but I'm really a crazy killer type character. Like, he has that look where he's a friendly person. I thought that just kind of plays into the kind of killer he would be. I think he's underrated. I don't think he sucked. I thought he was perfectly fine. I didn't think it wasn't like one of his best performances, but regarding the circumstances, like, you got to give him a lot of credit, because he could have tanked it. He could have purposefully done really bad, but he gave it his best, or at least what he was willing to give. He was willing to give more than just Like he put effort. You could tell he put effort into it, and he's not the like, ooh, that guy's creepy type guy. He's like that guy looks clean and nice, and he's a stalker. He's a creepo. When you like evaluate his character, you don't look at him and think he's creepy. So I think if they would have played a little bit up on that more, it would have been better received. But I think he's underrated in this movie, to be honest. So overall, The Watcher isn't the best directed movie. It's got some parts that I think are well done, but the director's music video style comes in too heavily at points. This is a guilty pleasure for me. I think this movie was... I could definitely see myself watching this movie again. I definitely could see myself owning it. I think it was wacky and weird and crazy, but it like took itself serious, but like at the same time there's like some stupid stuff in it, and I don't know, I kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it. I thought it was gonna be like one of the worst movies I'd ever seen, but I just kind of found myself laughing and enjoying the movie. So if you have seen The Watcher, guys, let me know down below. What'd you think of it? I thought it was I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I liked it, but also I didn't. So guilty pleasure for me. So let me know below if you guys seen it, what you guys thought. And Keanu Reeves is a trooper. He did a really good job in this movie, even though he didn't want to be in it, and even though he was forced to be in it pretty much. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in Our Parents' Basement.